Hello, I'm Joseph Barilla, Director of Morris County's Office of Planning and Preservation. Today I'm introducing you to the latest installment of the Morris County Veterans Compendium. This new list takes our imagination to a time centuries before the noise of modern traffic and transports us to an era filled by sounds of drums, fifes, horses, and marching men, the Morris County American Revolution veterans. This list is unique in the county's Veterans Compendium. The sites associated with our war for independence, battle locations, and General Washington's travels in Morris County are included in a newly developed story map. By clicking on the story map, you can get a history of the site I am standing on right now, Fort Nonsense, located in Morristown, New Jersey. In 1777, General Washington ordered the earthworks built on this location for observation purposes. You can see from this view how important it was when the British were so close to Morris County. By clicking on the soldiers link, you can obtain a list of Morris County soldiers associated with the site, such as Caleb Tuttle from Parsippany, who enlisted in Morristown in June of 1776. In the summer of 1777, Private Tuttle assisted in building Fort Nonsense. The private went on to participate in the battles of Monmouth and Long Island, along with many more Morris County men. Mr. Tuttle survived the war and died in Parsippany in 1838 and is buried in Vale Cemetery. The story map attempts to trace the veterans wherever they engaged in battle. It tells the story of another veteran, John Richardson, who enlisted in Morristown. In 1779, he was killed in action on board the Continental frigate, the Bonhomme Richard, off the coast of Scotland. As you may remember, it was here where the father of the American Navy, Captain John Paul Jones, declared, "I have not yet begun to fight." Now I'd like to introduce Morris County Commissioner Stephen Shaw, liaison to the Office of Planning and Preservation, from another site that played a role in the Revolution.
Thanks, Joe. And that American Revolutionary site is the Morris Plains Library, just behind me right here. So how does a library figure into our Revolutionary history? The story goes like this. While Daniel Stiles was serving in the Morris County Militia, his father, Ebenezer, and no, not that Ebenezer, quartered soldiers from a light horseman corps in his home in 1780. We also know that in 1783, the ground surrounding his home provided pasture for the Army's horses and cattle. As you've probably figured out, the Stiles home is now the Morris Plains Library. The pasture smell is long gone, but if you have your library card with you, you can take out a few books that will dive deeper into the history of this site. Or if you're like me and you'd rather see the movie, the American Revolution Story Map is a great resource. The Story Map is the latest addition to the Morris County Office of Planning and Preservation's growing list of information about Morris County's rich history and those who made it. The American Revolution Story Map illustrates the role Morris County's citizens and locations played during the United States War for Independence. Well-known sites such as Ford Mansion, along with lesser-known locations, are included. For example, did you know in times of trouble, Denville and Long Hill served as sites for lighting signal beacons? Sort of a precursor to Twitter. Or that the Hibernia furnace supplied the iron for cannons and cannonballs to the Continental Army. Then there's the Sayre House in Madison, which hosted General Mad Anthony Wayne. If you're curious what made him so angry, you'll have to visit the story map. I'd rather not take a chance of angering the ghost of General Mad Anthony Wayne. And for those students who pass through the hallways of Pequannock Valley Middle School, they are walking in the footsteps of troops from the Camp de Rochambeau, pardon my French, as the school grounds were a former location for a Continental Army campsite. And then there was Captain Levis Dodd of Mendham, who, by order of General Washington, was detached from active military duty to establish an armory on his farm, manufacturing and repairing muskets. Not only is his home still standing today, but examples of Captain Dodd's mechanical skills exist in both the Metropolitan Museum of Art and the Smithsonian Museum of American History. Pretty special. He was also a Morris County freeholder. That's what us county commissioners used to be called. He was a freeholder from 1790 to 1794. So as you know, to me, that's kind of a big deal. You can learn about these fascinating sites and much more through Morris County's American Revolutionary Story Map. Morris County takes great pride in its importance to American history. We encourage you to check out the story map online and get out and visit the various sites in person. Thanks, and have a great day.